All right, go ahead and try the candy.
Oh,
it gets sweet.
When does it get sweet?
It will get sweet after you get through all that sour. Oh
my God. Oh,
yeah, it's very, very sour. You can spit it out if it's too sour.
It's too sour. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's. I will say this. It's disgusting.
And it lingers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's. I was telling people like it doesn't have flavor. If it was flavorful, but it's just citric acid. It's just sour. So there's no flavor to help it because it's supposed to be blue raspberry, but you don't get to the blue raspberry until after you eat that whole coating, and then you get to just the candy part, and then it's very sweet. Okay. Yeah, but it's not done very well.
Yeah, I was trying to find it. I was like, wait, where's the sweetness?
No, you have to like go at it for a little bit before you get to the sweetness. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tassie with Shaman Memoirs, and this is my podcast, a series again. And again, I want to be able to let you guys know if you are interested in coming on to Shaman Memoirs, just to share your experience, whether you are a shaman or a holistic practitioner of any kind, even if you know of somebody and maybe you are the husha or the wife or the husband of a shaman too, and you guys are interested, feel free to reach out to us at services@shamanmemoirs.com. Information in the description box below. But for today's podcast, I am super excited to have Tamika here. Welcome, Tamika.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I've been seeing your videos, so it's been a while. So I was like, yeah, I'm excited.
Thank you. Yeah, like for me, I'm always trying to let people know like it's just normal conversations that I like to have on my podcast, you know. So thank you so much for reaching out to me. You know, I was like, oh my gosh, like I will say I have never met of a shaman who is not Hmong. Okay, I take that all back. Okay, I know shamans of other races, but I meant like half Hmong and half Black.
Yes.
So tell me about your experience and your history.
Yeah. So I growing up, I was traveling a lot of places. I was traveling like to Germany, to then Kenya, all over Africa, Europe, and until 2018, that's when I came to the States. And that was when I got not introduced, but I was living with my nyatai and yo. And I was living for them for some time. And yeah, from there, that was when I really started knowing that I had guides here and there. So yeah.
Wow. So was it your family that recognized the signs, or was it you? Like, how did you end up going to look for somebody after that then? And then you started your whole journey?
At first, I was just looking into myself. I was asking myself, I was like, why do I feel this way? Why am I starting to hear things? Is this normal?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, you were telling me that you just recently came over to the States in 2018, right?
Yep.
How was that for you? Like, okay, and the reason why I'm asking you this is because when I go to other countries, I could feel this difference in the land, in the spirits. So like, I don't know if that's something that is in your sphere, but like, did you feel like being kind of different?
I would say I definitely saw things that were different. I didn't have that feeling. I had that gut feeling that there was something that was here. But no, it was more of like I started seeing things that were here and I was like, okay, that is bad, that is good, that is bad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And are you an only child, or do you have other siblings?
I do. I have 3 other siblings. I have 2 younger sisters and 1 younger brother. So I'm the oldest.
Oh.
But yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
When you came here, okay, and I wanted to ask you this. I don't know if you know this.
Okay.
I don't know it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So is it true that there are giant spirits in Laos or Thailand?
Not that I've seen of.
Okay.
Not that I've seen, no.
Okay.
I would see like bonsong here and there, but yeah.
But they're really big though.
Like the average 6 foot, like you will really see it. Like you will have to lift up your head to see it.
Why are they so big? Okay, and okay, so like basically what ended up happening was I went to go and do a ceremony last weekend. Yeah, last weekend. And I remember when I was looking at my student, actually. I was looking at my student, and my spirit guides kept telling me, oh, they have relatives that are still in Laos and Thailand. And there's something haunting them, and it'll get in the way of his journey. So they were basically telling me that when I go into the spirit world and do it, I have to go and take care of that. And I was like, that's not true. Like, this Hmong American boy, like, no. So then I go up to him, and I was like, hey, I question, do you have any relatives still in Laos and Thailand? And he was like, oh, yeah, I do. I was like, oh, man. So then when I went to go and do the ceremony, they were really big. So I was like, what kind of spirit?
They're like giants.
Because we don't have that here in America.
No, we don't.
We don't have these giant looking type of spirits. And I'm like, you know, like, but then I think about like if you go to other religious beliefs, they have people with like lots of hands and everything, or like the big eye with wings. And I'm just like, we don't have that here. You know, I don't want to deal with that. That's too much. Just saying, you guys, I don't want to deal with that. So I don't know. So I was like, oh, maybe you know this, but maybe you don't know either, because I don't know. And then, but it was really funny because then I was watching. Somebody had sent me this video of like shamans in Korea, and it's a dating.
Oh,
they're dating. They're choosing partners. Most of them are all shamans, and they have to choose partners based off of what their spirits want for them, and also what they can see out of the person, right? And it was really funny because in one of the ads that popped up was you know, like those Thai ads. Okay, so Thai ads are a trip because basically they're trying to promote coffee. Okay. But you don't see the coffee until the very end. And then like it was like this family on a picnic, and this kid's asking his dad to explain all of these ghosts. And it was nothing to do with ghosts. But at the very end, there was these big feet that came into the scene. And then the dad was explaining, this is this kind of ghost, you know? And then I was like, oh my God, is this a sign? Is this them trying to explain to me that these giant ghosts in Thailand or Laos, they do exist and I don't know about them? Kind of like with my sister being in Japan, I saw the blue demon, you know, like I didn't, in America, I never saw blue ghosts.
Yeah, there's not really many.
Yeah.
Any actually that are blue.
Yeah. But in Japan, I saw, and I was like, what? It's real? Because, you know, like they do like Japanese horror movies, and I never knew why their ghosts were blue.
Yeah.
I was like, it's kind of odd, but okay. Like, you're just kind of accepting it. It's a movie, you know?
And like pale white, like The Grudge.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wait, why is she like that?
Yeah, like so I'm just kind of like, well, yeah, until you see it. And then for me, I read it as it's a vengeful spirit. That's why it's all blue. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, I'm glad we don't have that here. Yeah. Okay. Long tangents. Sorry. It's okay. I go on these tangents.
Okay.
But no. Tell me more about your experience here in America then. Like when you started to hear and see things, and, you know, was your family accepting of it? Were you accepting of it?
At first, so for this whole journey, my family wasn't accepted of it. They were kind of confused because they were like, you know, you're Kiklu and you're Hmong, so why is it that como nenga, you know, like. And I was telling myself, I was like, it's not me who chose this thing. It's not me. The spirits chose it for me. Yeah. But it was definitely confusing at first because when I see things, they're normally in Hmong clothing. So when I look at it, I'm like, okay, am I supposed to be in the Hmong clothing too? Or are you something else that I'm supposed to be getting rid of? But it was scary at first too, because it was like, you know, I was just encountering things. Things would come to me. And I'm normally that type of person that would help people. I'm like, you know, if you need help and if I can do it, I'll help you. So a lot of them come after that. And I was like, my God, some chai wuluo.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm not a helpful person. When it comes to spirits, you know, like, I'm not helpful. I'm like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, I can't see you. Because they do that.
They do.
Once they realize that you're helpful and you can see them, they just come and they never stop. They're everywhere. It's not like, you know, even churches, okay? Like, it's very haunted there, you guys.
It is.
You know, I spent a lot of time in church when I was younger because I was raised Lutheran. And even like my daycare and everything, it was at church. And I remember like just walking those hallways because they would turn down the lights when it's not fully occupied. But as you're walking down the hallway, you can see the ghosts like pressing the water fountain, trying to get you to drink. They're very helpful.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know. Helpful ghosts. I don't know if they're scarier than vengeful ghosts. Okay.
Those ones I'll be like, yeah, no.
The ones that open doors for you thinking that they're helpful, it is the worst. It is the worst, okay? Because, like, you know, like, I don't know, like, they love bathrooms, okay? Because it's very quiet and it's a place where they can hide. But legit, I hate it at work when they're trying to push the doors open, you know? And I'm just like, stop it! I'm going to another stall. I just don't like it whatsoever when they're trying to be helpful. You have a... Kurusha, Lochakuli.
Kurusha, Lochako.
I'm trying to say she has a bigger heart than me.
Oh.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. That's you going to Chaitia, that's you going side of the king that you know, your idea. Going to ba, Gumali Bako, that's your idea, Gucci Bao, like what you need help with. I can't help you. I can't.
How long have you been a shaman now?
It's been over a year now. Like, it was just not recent, but it was just early when I actually accepted my calling to do Genenke. Yeah.
Okay. And you already spoke Hmong prior?
Yep.
Okay. So did you feel like you needed to know Hmong?
More, yes. Because in the shaman, especially Hmong shaman, individually, I was like, you know, in order for you to know the right way and what it entails behind it, you have to understand at least a little bit of Hmong to know, like, okay, this is what this means for this, and how you do that.
Yeah, because like what I've come across, like especially for myself, because before this I did not speak much Hmong. Okay, Hmong is I feel like any language, it's you have to keep practicing it or else you end up losing it. And with Hmong being such a tonal language, it's so frustrating, you know? So for me, I grew up, you know, living in the suburbs, and I did not speak a lot of Hmong. And so when I took on this calling, I can understand and hear, when I hear Hmong and read Hmong, I can read it. But you ask me to write it or you ask me to repeat it, I'm a different person. And so, but for some reason, when it came to Hmong, my Hmong got better.
Okay.
As I continued to Oneng, it got a lot better. And then, of course, being around my teacher, where I was forced to speak a lot of Hmong.
Oh.
But I will say this, a lot of my students, they are also Americanized.
Okay.
And they don't speak Hmong regularly either, or they're not even married to a Hmong person. And so what I discovered was when they do their chants and everything, they are speaking old school, like traditional Neng words.
Oh, wow.
Like, yes. Where even like one of my students who's really good at Hmong. Okay, he's really good. He doesn't know what he's saying, but he's saying traditional old school Hmong words that you do for when you Oneng and stuff. And I was just like, wow. You know, so for me, I believe that, you know, when your spirit guides come, they will also speak it out for you. And granted, I don't know if you know this, but I mostly spoke Chinese for like a long time when I did my Neng services. So I spoke Chinese for a lot, for almost a year. And then every now and then they would start to mix in Hmong words.
Oh.
But I would say Chinese is their first language.
Oh.
Then it would be English. And then it would be Hmong. But my family knows when it's them because when they come out, they speak perfect Hmong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They speak perfect Hmong.
That's
and
good.
so whereas I don't.
Oh. It's okay. As long as they understand you, you're okay.
Now, how do you feel about it with, like, you know, your clients and even, like, your siblings? Like, what do they think of it?
So my siblings, they don't have any knowledge behind it because it's not something that the family does every single weekend. It's more of something where it's like, oh, you know, go pompli. And then now we have to hold somebody to come over to the house and, like, perform these type of rituals. So to them, it was like, okay, it's whenever somebody's feeling this type of way. It wasn't really normal to them for doing genenke.
Yeah. And then do you feel like your clients do you feel like they always test you, or do you feel like they believe you? Because they're like, there's no way this half black, half Hmong girl's going to do it.
Most of my clients, they're like, do you know what you're doing? And I'm like, I do. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. And they'll be like, oh, okay, well, like we have to test you. And I'm like, it's not that you have to test me, because I can tell you things.
You can go somewhere else.
Right. Like, I could tell you things that people don't know about you.
Yeah.
And that I know that because I'm gifted, So
yeah.
I just tell people, have an open mind when you come, and just know that I see everything. So you don't have to have or the need to lie to me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And to me, what do you think are some of your most challenging points? Like, do you think like after they kind of believe you that it's still challenging, or do you find it, like weird talking about it? Because there are a lot of shamans who they're not open about being a shaman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me personally, I don't find it weird, but I do find it more hazardous, because it's like, there's certain type of things that people like to talk about, that people want to keep to themselves. So I tell them, like, if there's anything that you don't want me to see, just let me know.
Yeah.
And that door will be blocked from me. So, yeah.
Wow.
Tell them that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's, I do that. Okay, I'm just thinking, because, like, during my second shrine,
Mm-hmm.
I ended up not liking people, to be around people.
Mm-hmm.
But during my second shrine, I saw too much, and it made me not like people. And then it wasn't until my third shrine, and then they were like, we were showing this to you, not for you to judge or not like people, but for you to understand where they're coming from,
Right.
So, like, for me, that's really interesting how you said that you if you don't want anybody to see something about you, then they'll block it up.
Yeah.
There's so many things I wish I had never seen. Like, because during that time, I ended up saying, like, I could have gone my whole life never knowing this.
Yeah.
Like,
Something's better not knowing of.
Like, yeah, I wish I had never seen this or known it, like, it's just really cringe stuff. But I think that's so great that you're so sensible of other people.
Yes.
Because I this is something that I find I have to warn people a lot, is to allow people to have their white lies. Like, especially like partners, right?
Yeah.
Like, for me, I don't look to see if they're lying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look to see if, like, they're really afraid of something,
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, I will look to see if, here it comes. Don't listen to this, Eric. I will say that I will look to see if they're doing well.
Okay.
Like, is there something blocking their path?
Mm-hmm.
Are they feeling, because, like, Vishua,
Yeah.
when that's around people, and that's like a lot of Vishu is basically, I see it as like a dark gray cloud around people, and it bogs people down, where suddenly they start to lose a lot of motivation.
It does.
They start to have a bit of depression, but it's not full on depression. It is just those lazy days, but it ends up being a week.
Yeah.
Like,
happens.
and it starts to really block them. And so, like, those kind of things, I look out for my partner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more so looking to see, is he going to be okay? Does he need help along the way? And stuff like that. So I do that for him, and it works like magic.
Oh, wow.
All of a sudden, he's cleaning and all sorts of stuff.
Like, why would you do that again?
Yeah, so, like, and then, like, he's really motivated, and he's, like, hanging out with all his friends, and he's doing all sorts of stuff for his business, so it's really good. But, for me, I can sense that around people a lot, to just kind of sweep it away, you know, so it's not a big deal.
Especially when they're nervous or, like, have, like, anything, we can feel that, too. 'Cause
Yes.
It's like, wow, like, just come, it's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah. But I will say it's funny because when I am, like, arguing with him, like, my boyfriend, like, I am not a physical person, but he makes me want to be one. Because he's a fighter too. So when you have two fighters, it's very difficult not to, like, throw something. Like, but I never understood, why did people throw things before, okay? I will admit, only once have I ever thrown something. But with him, I will slash his car tires and get back in the house. You ain't leaving me. But I will say, though, like, for him, like, when we're arguing, I'm trying to understand where he's coming from, but my spirit guides are just as angry with me. So it's It's like, it's very different, you know, like, so I will say, like, with other people, they're explaining things to me to calm me down and everything, but they just go at it too. So it just makes it worse.
It's like, okay, do what you gotta do then.
But I don't know how that is for you. Like, if they're just, like, always calming you down.
I would have to calm myself, especially with incense sticks. I would have to calm myself down because once my guides, because I have 2 sets of guides. So once this set of guides are like rowdy, I was like, okay, calm down. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay, you know. So yeah, it's crazy. It's very crazy. Especially being a shaman. It's a crazy world.
Yeah. So tell me more about, like, your background, like, when at the beginning, like, how did you know that you had spirit guides? Like, what was the experience like?
Yeah, so it was around the time of Napegyao, and they would have out plates on the table for the Dakhwa, the ancestors. And the fan that was there right in front of me, I could distinctively hear the fan. But as they were calling down the ancestors to come eat, the fan suddenly stopped. And I was like, okay, like, why did the fan stop? I can't hear the fan no more. So I went downstairs. And as soon as I went downstairs, I saw everybody sitting at that table. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, why is everybody wearing monk? Are we supposed to be wearing monk clothes too? Because why are they wearing monk clothes? Come to find out that, oh, nobody else see them but me. So I told my aunt, I was like, hey, you know, are you seeing these people? She's like, what? You see those people? You know, we don't even know anything about it. But at that time, you know, they were still like, you know, because so I was like, you know, it's okay. But yeah, after that, I was like, I think I'm supposed to be doing something greater in life that is a purpose for me.
Yeah. And with your Black background, right? Were you raised by them? Were you around them much?
No, I was honestly introduced to them around the age of 19, 20. So I wasn't really near my Black side of the family. It was mainly the Hmong side that raised me.
Oh, gotcha. So, and then knowing all this, when you Oneng, is it a big deal, like, that you're half Black and half Hmong? Like, would you say it's a big deal?
Personally, no, it's not a big deal. Only when it comes to negotiating with other spirits. Because when spirits now look at me, they're like, okay, well, we know that you're half of something, and that because you don't have the full Hmong blood, we know that we can try to lead our way out of things. Oh. But to me, it's like, no, you're gonna respect me like how you respect someone else who's Hmong.
Yeah.
And so I go the same way.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. You know, because, like, I have nieces and a nephew who they're half Korean, and then I have another niece who's, like, half Mexican. Oh, wow. So they don't speak either languages. Oh, my sister, okay, like, when she was younger, the only time she ever spoke Hmong to them is if she was yelling at them. Oh. So literally, I'll be like talking to them in Hmong, like, how's your day? I miss you. And they'll start crying because they think I'm just sitting there like yelling at them. Oh. And then, but I was like, why is your daughter crying? And she was like, were you talking Hmong to her? I was like, yeah. She'd be laughing. She'd be like, oh, I only talk Hmong to them when I'm yelling at them. So she probably thinks you're yelling at them. Wow. So, but they can't even speak Korean. Oh. But because they are also gifted, I am concerned for them. Like, how are they? Well, one, they are like they are aware that they have spirit guides. Oh, they've seen things. They see ghosts too because it runs in our family. So it's just one of those things where I think they're trying to find their own identity with it, and how are they going to cope with it. But I remember one time we did something because she had a baby a long time ago that passed away. And it was a miscarriage. Oh. And so we were burning money for her. But we were burning money for her Hmong side.
I know that other side.
This was my fault, you guys. This is totally my fault. Because literally we're burning money for her Hmong side. And all of a sudden we're starting to burn the money. We have everything ready. And then the Koreans showed up. And I was like, what are you doing here? And they were like, well, where's our half? And I'm like, we is not here for that today.
That happens to me too. That happens to me too.
Yeah, so to me, I feel like it's more work.
It is. It's a lot more work.
I feel like it's more work.
It is, especially when it comes to that too. You have to. I even tell them like, I have limited supply. So if you think you can just come over here and just demand for some money, no, it's not gonna work like that.
Limited supply. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So when you mentioned about when you go in Oneng and spirits don't respect you the same way as if you were a Hmong, right? Mm-hmm. What was that like, or what's it like?
It's crazy because when I Oneng and go travel to the other side, even before I even travel, because before I get to the portal, I have to tell the spirits that like, hey, you know, I'm gonna come in here for this reason and this reason. Some of them will be like, no, you can't come in because you're not Hmong. You're not Hmong at all. And you're black, so you have to go to this portal here. And I tell them, I'm like, no, I'm going to come in this portal and you're going to accept this money that I give you. But most of and it's especially Bonzong that would try me. Oh. But when I encounter a Bonzong, they would be like, you know, we need money from you. And it's because you're not, it's because we see that this other side of you is very giving and we will use that to our extent.
Gotcha.
But then that Kwaneng will come out and they'll be like, no, you can just pass her because she just wants this from you. So you can easily pass her and we'll take care of it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a lot of, should I do this? Should I not do this? Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's so crazy. Like, it's just mind-boggling with, obviously for me, I don't have any of that experience, you know? So it's just so amazing to hear this, what you struggle with and what you see too on the other side and how they can recognize and try to use that against you, you know. Just kill them next time.
I know. My Hmong guys are like, why don't you just slice their head off? And I'm just like, wait, no.
I know.
We can just go past them.
So have you ever met any other mixed race shamans?
No, not that I've heard of. I've never met anybody who is mixed and also have gifted abilities like I do.
Yeah. I would say you are the first. I'm trying to think here real hard before I say this. I do think you are the first Hmong mixed person who's a shaman that I know of as well. I don't know why they're telling me I'm lying. But I'm like, who is it that I know of? So I probably am just forgetting. But okay, they're trying to explain to me, but they are Hmong and another Asian though. That's why. That's what they're saying to me. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, I forgot. But anyways,
your guys are aggressive.
No, they are.
I hear them. I hear them too. So it's like, oh, okay.
They're it's really funny. Okay, because like my students, because I'm their teacher, when they need help in the spirit world, they're allowed to call on my spirit guides to come and help. But it comes at a price, okay? Because then my spirit guides, what they've discovered is that they are very aggressive. They're they yell at you all the time. You can't take a step without being wrong.
It's like, you better watch where you step.
Yeah, they're very, very strict. But it's because they're just very strict and they want you to make sure you're doing it right and you're not messing around. But, you know, like, I think I handle it very well with them. But it's also probably my personality of not listening to people. I have no ears, you know.
I don't be listening either.
Yeah, but no, my spirit guys, they're a little much sometimes. I love them, but, like, sometimes, I don't know how your who shows deal with it, like the ones who watch you when you are practicing, but for mine, they tend to yell at them really quickly, right? Oh. So I've been trying to tell them, like, let's say it nicer, you guys, before no one wants to watch me. And then they've been a little nicer. Okay. Yeah, because like my last weekend I went to go Oneng, and one of my sisters, my older sister, who doesn't watch me often, like she's never watched me on her own. Oh. So she's always watched me, but with other people around, right? So then she kind of just knew and what they were doing and when to help. But she was like at the end of my ceremony, she comes up to me and she was like, hey, I think I did a really good job because I felt like your spirit guides didn't really yell at me the way that they yell at other people. And then my spirit guides told me it's because she couldn't handle it. So
oh Oh, okay.
So they know apparently that GJ and Molly and them, they can handle it if they yell at them.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know, like, how is it for your who shows, those who watch you?
Yours are better than mine. Because mine will just be like, okay, next time you better not have this person come here again. Mine are like that. If you are not doing it like how they want it, it's over. So I have to tell them, like, hey, I will teach them. I will make sure they know. So don't do that. But they're like, yeah, you better, because next time,
oh my God,
they better not be here again.
Wow. Yeah, sometimes we don't got choices, Like,
yeah, it's not a choice. You have to. It's an obligation.
Even like for my boyfriend, they don't mind him watching me, but they always tell me that he doesn't pay attention long enough.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're always like, nope. Like if I'm gonna go Tagtong, if I want like if I have to go into someone else's house to do a ceremony, they'd be like, nope. Because he gonna talk to other people and not listen to you, and then you need help and he ain't helping. Because then a lot of times he'll do it for me, but he'll be on the phone with his friends, and then he'll wait for me, and then he'll hit the gong, and then he puts the gong down, and then he'll be like talking to his friends the whole time. This is what I mean.
That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, so like he does not come along with ceremonies because he's always like, I can do it. I was like, no, you cannot.
Just sit down. It's okay.
Yes, but do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on? Like, do you feel when your assistants are nervous?
They would,
or you like you don't care.
Most of me is like that because my Hmong side is like, whatever they do, we will make sure that they would do it. So just worry about what you have to do for yourself. So that's why I'm like, if you have anything, of course you can try to figure it out, try to listen to them to figure it out. But yeah, girl, you better know what you're doing because I can't help you when I'm on the other side. I cannot help you, girl.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I could tell when my assistants are nervous. But it's funny because then a lot of times, especially like one of my assistants, two of them actually, they're gifted.
Oh.
So then they can, if they know that the ceremony is a really heavy ceremony, they get really anxious. They get really nervous that morning.
Mine would start to ching.
Oh really? Oh wow.
They would start to shake because they they don't know what to do with the energy.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden they just like, oh my God, I'm just start shaking. And then like sometimes I'll hear like Tauda, when they bang the door, I can hear them shaking too, and I'm like, you have to stop.
Oh.
Because it's gonna make me go off trail. So
yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, I could feel their anxiety. But they don't understand why they feel it.
Yeah.
They just they're like, oh, that's kind of weird. I don't know why this is happening, know. So I do sense that a lot. But I will say, this is totally random, off topic. I know we're going really far.
It's okay.
When I go to Oneng, I don't, and I'm at a client's house, right? When there are people there who are spiritually gifted, but they haven't started their journey, their spirit guides try to go with us. So it's very annoying, So like, I went to do a ceremony, and somebody's husband, he's supposed to be a shaman, but he just hasn't really accepted the calling or is really going to do it yet in this point in life. But when I go, his spirit guides kept trying to go with us. And for me, I'm more concerned that his spirit guides will get injured along the way. So then we had to make sure that we hit our path so that he couldn't find us. And so he stopped. But there's this thing that we do when we Oneng, like, I know my students, they've all heard it, but they probably don't know what I'm saying to them. But usually we always tell shamans in the vicinity, basically it means I'm going now, make sure your spirit guides stay here. So when I come to a ceremony midday, because I am that shaman who walks in at 9 a.m. with Starbucks, like, I'm just like, when it's not my ceremony that I'm having to host, it's very hard I'm not a morning person. So, like, if they didn't say that to me, like, the whole ceremony, I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking the whole ceremony while I'm there. Like that restless leg syndrome. So usually if I get there early enough, then the shamans will say that to other shamans that they know is a shaman there. They will say that so that everyone's spirit guides stay and they don't try to go and follow the shaman too. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. But do you ever feel like you've gone into those annoying instances too?
I have. Especially when other people are doing Oneng, I would start to shake too. I would start to shake. But not like where my guides will follow them, but they'll be like, yeah, it's because you're connected to them giftedly some way, somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just one of those things where, I think it's important to not always go and follow shamans sometimes on their journey, like what they're doing, because sometimes when you do, if you're not prepared, people's spirit guides do get injured in those instances. Oh, yeah. And they don't think so, because then they're really interested in seeing, so they're trying to follow. But the shaman, when they're going, they can feel the other spirits, that they're not going to attack or do anything to it, but they know it doesn't belong to them. That we can feel that they're there, so... It's don't try to be watching what the shaman's doing.
Better not, because my guys will just cut you off. They will just cut you off.
We will leave you in the abyss.
You have to save yourself.
Find your own way back home now. You're not hitching a ride. But because then they really get in the way. But I also will say about my assistants, my spirit guides will tell me when they're unclean. Because then I'll start to cough like crazy during the beginning of the ceremony. And then I have to tell them, go drink some holy water and cleanse your dirty self.
My guys are so different. Like, before I even enter the house, they're like, okay, no more diamond song. However, so you have to be really careful and don't talk to them, because they will leech onto you too. So yeah, they will tell me before.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, this is my assistant.
Oh, your assistant.
Yeah, my assistant. Okay, and this happened, and it was probably my own fault, because there was a chicken. The chicken to Tianenga at the shrine, that you have a live chicken to help the shaman on the ceremony. And the chicken box is kind of sticking out. And I was looking at the box, and then I went, and I was like, oh, it shouldn't be me. And then I'm looking, it was just my student who had to oneng that day, or my husho, Molly. And I was like, Molly, can you move that box? Because I couldn't have my student do it, because one, the ceremony is for her, and then two, she is going to get dirty if she touches it. Yeah. She has to oneng that day. So then Molly moves it, right? And then I'm like, and then they're like, why'd you have Molly do it? I was like, you're right. I should have asked someone else, but I didn't think of it until I went to do the ceremony, and then I start coughing like crazy, and it was because, and they told me it was because she touched the box of the chicken.
Yeah. Sorry, one thing about my guides is that if they feel like they're comfortable in a place, they will start to move around. So don't get cautious if you start seeing.
No.
Okay,
like for me, no, definitely. I would say with my spirit guides, they wander wherever, and they go. They're very curious, but once they see it, okay, we're over it.
Yeah. They're like, I don't like that too.
Yeah. So I've been feeling them the whole time. I'm like, no, go do it. It's okay. Cause it's just, for me, I totally get it. Like my spirit guides, they the exact way. Cause I went to go see a palm reader once, and she had this door, and my spirit guides for weeks kept trying to get through that door, and I kept telling them, don't open her door. Like, don't go in there. But then they were like, well, what's over there? Like, they really wanted to see it. Yeah. Because then she did some type of white magic around the door for protection, So they were like, can we just go through it? I was like, don't, because she's going to sense it when we do it. So I was like, don't go in there. So this literally happened for like 3 weeks. And then finally, she opened the door for them, because she could hear them. So she just finally opened the door and said, come on in. If you want to see what's over here, you can come. And I was like, don't you go over there. So yeah, no, my spirit guides be like wild sometimes. But they're just curious. They're just curious people. That's it. Like, I don't know about yours, but my spirit guides love trashy reality TV shows.
Oh, really?
Because they find humans very entertaining. Like the choices we make, whether it's scripted or not.
Mine like more of documentaries, like people finding out how they die and like all that stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
Even though I'm not a person that really likes that stuff, they love it. They're like, okay, so how did the bullet go into her? Which side did the bullet come out of? And I'm like, no, I don't want to know that.
Do you watch scary movies?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
My spirit guides. Okay, I get scared of scary movies.
Me too.
Like during the movie and after the movie, I must be with somebody at all times. But my spirit guides love scary movies because they want to see how they're going to portray it.
It's the thrill of
it. Yeah. For them, it's like an art form. Oh, they're probably blowing their grass. GJ, can you please close the window? So then, Tamika, you have to watch Exuma, okay?
Okay.
Because I love watching scary movies, but I can't ever watch it alone. And I have to share this really stupid experience I had. One time, I thought it was like broad daylight, right? I can watch The Eye, the Thai version of The Eye, okay? And I've seen this movie many times in my life, but I wanted to see it again. And so it was in the middle of the day, and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. Like everything's good. It's broad daylight. I'm going to feel happy, and I can see this. So it was really, really scary. And then afterwards, and I thought I was home alone. Okay, that is the key point here, okay, guys? I thought I was home alone. All of a sudden, I'm in the kitchen, and I'm making lunch, or like a late lunch now. And then there's a grandma in the house and a baby, apparently, because I didn't know somebody had dropped off their baby at the house. Oh. And so all of a sudden, I'm cooking in the kitchen, and I'm by myself. All of a sudden, I hear the noise from The Eye. And I remember I turn around, and I'm holding shears, okay? I turn around, and the kitchen, it's one of those, it's a split-level house. And so the kitchen has like a wall, but it's partitioned where you can see the top half. And the noise of was getting closer from the hallway. And I remember I told myself, okay, when it comes out, you're going to stab it. Okay.
Aggressively just stab it.
I was like, because I thought I was home alone. I was like, I'm going to stab it when it comes out. And I'm just standing there like completely frozen. And then all of a sudden it was a grandma holding the baby, and like she's like kissing it on his cheek, but she's going like that to the baby. And I can't even imagine what she saw looking at me with the shears staring at her like, I'm gonna kill you today.
Sorry, traumatized.
So I no longer watch scary movies alone, you guys.
When it comes to scary movies, they will put me in that scene, in the exact same scene. I can't do this. No, I'm running out the other way. I can't do it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. We love the cheap thrills of it and how they're gonna portray it, and like so that's why I really like Exuma, because I felt like they really portrayed it very, very well, like pretty accurately too. Okay, some scenes were obviously for film, but
I'm gonna have to watch it now.
You gotta watch it.
I have to watch it now.
The beginning, it's kind of it's a bit slower. They're building up the story. The second half is really bad.
I'm gonna have to see it.
But yeah, but then I really want to go into a deep dive of Exuma and breaking down the scenes and how a lot of it is very similar to the Hmong shamanism as well. And I love how they portray sleep paralysis. Yeah, it was done very well.
As a shaman, I've never had sleep paralysis. Like I've had it where I would be taking a shower and they'll be right there, but I've never had sleep paralysis before.
I never had sleep paralysis until I put my shrine down. Oh. But my sleep paralysis, I was bait. You know, I've mentioned this in other videos before. People will use me as bait because then my spirit guides come out to eat them. Mm-hmm. But I need to use my body first as the sacrifice. And then when this ghost is coming.
To lure them.
Yes. I'm bait.
She's sleeping.
Because literally, because my shrine was down. So then I couldn't just oneng and take care of it and help people in their houses when it's haunted. Mm-hmm. So that I would go and have sleepover. And I really, in general, I don't like sleeping over at people's houses, especially like if I've never been there, because I know once I start to go to sleep, that's when the ghosts come out. Because usually when I walk into a building, they start to hide, and they're trying to hide. Even though I can say them, they're still trying to hide from me. But once I go to sleep, they come out to try to talk to me, you know? And so that's the annoying part for me. So I don't know about you, but I don't like doing that.
They will come to me directly, like, especially at Hmong village.
Because your heart is so big.
But my clinic are like, no, you better not come near her. No, not her. But especially like at Hmong village, the new one, there's like this old lady. And this old lady, I swear, is like whenever I'm trying to go like get some fruits or like she will be there. She'll be right behind me like, oh, I want this too. Can you get this for me? My clinic are like, no, go away. Like, who are you? She will follow you. Yeah. She will follow you.
I was just having this conversation with somebody, but I would never want to work at a grocery store, okay? when I was younger, I wanted to be a cashier. Mm-hmm. When I grew up, I wanted to be a cashier because it was so bright there. They were always so smiley and happy. Like, this was the funnest job. But now that I'm older, no, I ain't working at no grocery store. The amount of ghosts eating the food there that's just out, especially in the back room, they will, like, I've been to grocery stores where fruit are just flying off the shelf, and I just, not today, Satan, and I just walk away. Like, because they're trying to grab it until they finally grab it, and then they knock it off. Okay, that's what they're doing, you guys.
That's why grocery stores, when I'm like at the meat, I'm like, nope, not that one, not that one, not that one. I'll take that one in the back.
Yeah, like in The Eye, the scene where they're like licking food that's like on it, that are cooked. It's real. Okay, it's real. That's real. Okay.
They'll drink your stuff, and then you get sick for no reason. Like, why am I sick? Because they drank it.
Yeah, it's a real thing. I mean, you can't help it, you know. Like, go grocery shopping, you guys.
If you can't see it, go grocery shopping. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, but they do that at restaurants. They do it everywhere, you guys. You know, so they're like you guys can't see her, GJ. I know, okay? You guys want a fourth camera, okay? We already have 3 cameras running. We can't do a fourth one. But GJ is in the background. She's been asking us and Tamika a million questions. Because, you know, like, I feel like in the podcast, there's only so much time. Mm-hmm. But then there's a lot of things that we cover, and we can't go into a lot of details because then we're moving on to the next topic. And then, of course, because we're both shamans, we understand things when we say things to each other. But then when you have somebody like GJ in the background, she has a million questions. And it's been really good having her there because she's asking the questions that I'm not thinking of asking.
Some really good questions, too.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sorry, you guys will be privy to Wait, can we tell them about the story about what you ride on? So GJ was asking about the portals, the different portals. What does it look like? What do you mean? Mm-hmm. Can you please share and enlighten us?
So when it comes to the Hmong portal and how, like, how they normally do it, they ride on a horse. But when it's through the portal of, like, the Black people, they will have me on a pig. And this pig is not, like, walking. It's literally hovering over the floor. And I'll ride on this pig, and keep going. And then the pig will stop. And I have to get on another animal to then pass this bypass, like the river. I have to take, like, not a fish, but it's kind of like like an eel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to take that. So it's so I'm meeting a lot of different animals. Animals are telling me their names and what they do. Like, oh, if you need help with this, just call on me and I'll do this for you. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, that's so sweet to call on me and I'll do this
and I'll
for
do
you.
It, yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that. I'm always on a dragon. It's very, very seldom. Okay, I used to not believe in the horse theory because Hmong shamans have always told me we ride a horse or the horse has wings. And I'm like, where's my horse? I don't have a horse. I'm just on a dragon. So I didn't believe in the horse theory until I had to do something. And then I went on a chi. It looks like a goat. Oh. Okay, but it's a very big, like, you know, like those mop rugs, where it's really like that's what the hair looked like. But shaggy. Shaggy is the term. Thank you, background people. Shaggy. And literally, I'm on it, and that was the only time I was not on a dragon. But I don't walk anywhere in the spirit world.
Oh yeah, I don't walk either.
Yeah, I can get off of things, but I don't like walk around. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't walk around.
I'm walking around the sky.
That's too much.
But yeah, so that is so interesting, especially like how they portray it and how you see things. But yeah, I kept looking for my horse because I was like, am I not doing this right?
And like some horses would be like black, white, green, gray. So it just depends on especially, of course, like your type of gifts. Like for me, I have the gift of like being able to use water to heal people. So with that gift, my horse is blue. It's not red. It's not white. It's blue. So yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, I never see a horse. I'm like, where's my horse at? Careful what you wish for. My Kone will show you. They will show you.
He's big.
My Kone.
No, the horse.
The horse, it's semi.
You just remind me of how you're like, I ride on a pig.
Yes. It's like,
but isn't it more like a boar?
The pig?
Or do you think it's more like, because it's not like a McDonald's farm pig.
It's like a hog.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is a boar and a hog the same thing? Pumbaa with husks?
Yeah, and it has that thing, yeah.
What is Pumbaa? What animal is that?
I don't even know.
It's a wild boar, but I think...
wild boar.
Okay.
The interesting thing is when she says she rides a pig, I think of Princess Mononoke's giant boars. I'll just show you guys a quick picture.
It looked like a hippo.
Giant boar.
And like everything
Princess
in the
Mononoke.
spirit world is like mutated. So like you would think that you're seeing a horse, but no, you're really seeing a horse with a tiger head, with a cat tail.
This
It's
is what I see. Or what I think.
Oh, no, it's like, have you seen the movie
show the
Okja?
camera.
I could just put it on the video when I edit it.
Or like the movie Okja. I don't think you...
Oh,
but-
I know what you're talking about.
It's kind of like
it's
that.
like a hippo / like pig because they're mutating it for human consumption, but I know what you're talking about.
And you will put it here so that I can see it too later. I don't know what it is. What would you say, with your unique perspectives, what do you bring? Like, that you think is definitely, like, things that regular Hmong shamans, because they're only Hmong, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, because I really, really, like, want to hear your perspective of, like, especially when you're healing people or looking into things for people.
I tell everyone, you know, like how people say, oh, I think outside the box. And I tell them, I think outside the box that you think out of. So I see the whole perspective. I see the whole world of where you come from and where your ancestors and everything. And then I'm like, okay, so the reason why you did this was because of this, but you had actions that came before that too. So I would see everything and I tell them like, yeah, you better be careful. And especially people who have like, cause everybody have like a book with them, I should say. But yeah, I open that book, I look into you and I'm like, yes. And then and if you're mixed, another book will appear of that other lineage. And I'll be like, oh, okay, it's in a whole nother language. Guides are over here telling me in Hmong of what it is. So yeah, it's really an eye-opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love how no matter where you go or if you're mixed or anything like that, you know, like with us, it's in our blood. It's in our genes. Like with having your ancestors, they will follow you regardless, you know, of how, you know, far away you get from being 100% Hmong, right? It will still follow you, you know? And so I just love that you are the walking picture of it, you know?
It's very difficult because especially you know, you're not able to have guides because of what you are. So that stigma of like, oh, okay, you know, that I'm breaking now is like, yes, even though you're mixed, if you're chosen, you're chosen. It doesn't matter if...
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You're chosen.
Yeah. I would say that I've never had that experience because, you know, I know half Black and half Hmong kids as well. But I would say I've never been, probably because I'm Hmong, right? That's probably why I don't have that experience. But I've never heard anybody say that. But I will say a lot of people are always shocked that I am a shaman, especially because I'm blonde. You know, I'm not dating Hmong guy. I can't speak the Hmong language well. You know, they just pick you and you can't escape it, you guys.
Yeah.
This is something you can't escape, okay? None of us asked for this. Tamika is the prime example.
Yeah. I am.
Now, what do you feel like definitely in our community, what do you feel like should change?
Having a closed mindset, you know, always have an open mindset when it comes to, especially people like me, who are half Hmong and half Black. Because especially when like, oh my God, go your Hmong dog. Like, I didn't even know that you could even speak Hmong. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, things are changing. It's evolving. Even our guides are evolving as well. So one thing about it is like, you know, have an open mind because everybody is different. Everybody have different abilities, different things. So no matter where you go in life, just have that open mind. Don't be closed-minded. Yeah. Because it will limit your belief.
Yeah, it really will limit your belief. You know, like having opened up Shaman Memoirs, the amount of clients that I've met and the things that I've seen for people who are not Hmong, you know, whether they are white, Black, or Hispanic, there are even like other Asians okay, this was literally me the other day. I had a client who was Vietnamese, and I stopped. I was like, do Vietnamese people have shamans?
Do they?
They do, you guys. They do. Because then I was like, I should know that, because one of my students, his spirit guides, the Shaman people, it's Vietnamese. And I was like, I should have known that, but I still had to pause and was like, wait, do you? Because a lot of them are Buddhists or they've converted over to Christianity as well. So I was like, I don't know. But yeah, they do. They apparently.
Oh, wow.
They're very closely tied to Korean shamans. Then Hmong shamanism is also very closely tied, where Korean shamanism is very similar to Hmong too, So it was very interesting. But then they also tell me that even for Joshua, the Chinese, they also have their own arts and everything too. So and that's what we always call the Shroma. Shroma is any Ha that's not Hmong, basically. But it can be Thai, it could be, Laotian. One of my other shamans that I've met, they also speak, I think it's Cambodian. We can't really hit the dialect, but we know it's not Thai, but it sounds either Laotian or Cambodian. So
when it comes to Asian spirits, I get so scared. I don't know if it's just the way that they look, but the way that they come off, it's so scary.
What do you mean?
Because they come off so like aggressive, like we need you to do this, and I'm just like, okay, like. Especially like how would I say, like even with like Filipino, for example. I have had a client where she was Filipino and her guides, they were like, okay, we see it here, so you need to burn this, you need to do this, or else we're not going to say anything, we're not going to do anything. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
I definitely think like everyone's spirit guides, regardless of what ethnicity they are, they can be so different, because then like I've also run into somebody who's Nordic, and they are very military-like.
Oh, really?
Think of Vikings. Like very Celtic, very Nordic, and they're also married to a Hmong person, and their guides, the Hmong person's guides, find that person very bossy, and they don't like it because they're like, why is she bossing us around? And then, but it's funny because my spirit guides really like the Nordic lady. And so they're like, oh my gosh, but for her, it's just work. Like, I don't like all this running around. Okay, can you guys just all sit still? Like that's more her mentality. But then they don't like that because they feel like they're being told what to do, and she's kind of bossy in that way. But it's like, it's very interesting just the amount of different things that I've run into too that also surprises me. Where I also found out that it's not really necessarily Nordics, but it is that European descent up there. No countries, okay, just European descent up there. They have a type of shamanism, but it's a long time ago. But they were shamans, and they practiced this specific art form that was considered dangerous. So it's not very well documented anymore because a lot of people don't practice it, but it does exist. I've seen it, and it's essentially a form of shamanism.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
As you were saying that, my guides were like looking up every book in the library, like, okay, where is it? I'm like, no, stop! You ain't gotta be that nosy.
Go find it.
I want to start saying some words I don't know.
Yeah. So it's pretty insane the amount of things that you run into spiritually, and even to this day, I still get shocked by spiritual things. But it's one of those things where it's like how my sisters always ask me, why don't I listen to my spirit guides more? Because they see and they know so many things. It's because I don't have ears, okay? Like we're human, we can choose when to not listen to them.
Yeah. And
I was watching this one lady who went to go and do a little docuseries with Korean shamans. She's also Korean. And she went to Korea and met up with a couple of shamans. And they were asking about that shaman lady. How is your day-to-day, like being a shaman? And she said something very interesting. She says that 9 to 5, she's a shaman. But when she's off, she's a normal person.
Oh.
I know. I was like, well, tell me the secret here.
Oh, I need to know that too.
I know. We're a shaman all
I can't turn it off.
Even when we're making bad decisions. But she says that she goes and becomes a normal person, and then she doesn't. But I think maybe it was a translation thing. I think I don't know, but I think then she says after she's done with her job, she goes back and becomes a normal person, and I think she means like she just kind of tunes it out and really just focuses on human things right in front of her.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. To not have a ghost in front of you.
Tune it off.
Yeah. But I don't know if it was a translation thing or not, but I found that to be very interesting. Because like even for here, like even when I'm at work, spirits come to me all the time. Even if I'm hosting a meeting, I can see them coming. And a lot of times though, but because of my students, they're usually snitching on my students. Like, did you know this person went and did this and they got in trouble? Like, okay. Yeah, so like I don't know if my students are aware of how much they get snitched on. But yeah, but they're always like telling me things like about the students that's they're kind of going through and everything like that too. So I think maybe that happens because when you have students and you have to keep an eye on them, right?
Wow.
But yes, no.
Yeah, because I work in a clinic, and especially in a clinic, oh my God, there will be some spirits that are crawling.
Oh,
like,
yeah, no.
I broke my leg. I need help. I'm like, no, not me. I can't see you. I can't see you.
Nope. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Tamika, for coming on. It was such a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me.
I feel like there's so many things we can dive into, but I don't want to do a 2-hour long podcast.
It's okay.
Thank you very much. You guys.
Thank you.
Until next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.